Okay, so we are going to go over, finish up the spine. And so we're actually mostly done with this, but we need to, I'm going to deselect the polygons, not going to show them, but I'm going to show joints. And I'm going to select this cluster and frame it in my hypergraph. Okay, now I need to create a control for this cluster. And I also already have a control for the tail, so I might make dual use of that. We'll explore that thought here in a little bit. But I also need to weight this curve between these two clusters, because in essence, this curve is actually what controls this. We don't use the IK handle on an IK spline. So to do that, we go to Window, General Editors, Component Editor. This is something you guys have already done before. I'm going to go to Weighted Deformers, and I need to switch to Component Mode. And this particular vertice, CV or CV, is being controlled 100% by this top cluster. I keep saying vertice, it's a CV. Okay, so this one needs to be controlled mostly by the top one, but a little bit by the bottom one. So we're going to blend those two. And keeping in mind, I have 3 CVs that exist in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to be blending the weighting between these 3. So I'm going to do a 25-75 weighting. So I'll do 25 to the base and 75 to the bottom, or to the top, sorry. And then I'm going to do 50-50. And I might have to tweak this later, by the way. But then I'll do a 0.75 and a 0.25. Okay, so now those should be, their weighting should be at a total of 100% between the two clusters. Okay, so I can close that up. Now I need to create a couple of controls. So I'm going to switch out of component mode for now. And we're going to create NURBS primitive, a circle. I'm going to switch to my translate tool. I'm going to snap it up here. I'm going to turn my mesh back on so I can make sure that this stays visible. That looks good. And I'm going to switch back to my select tool. And I'm going to parent it. Okay, so I need to find the proper joint for this to be parented to. So I've got a lot of joints now, but we want the spine 4 joint. Okay, and we want that control, which I need to rename real quick to spine, or we'll just call it shoulders underscore anim. Okay, I'm going to select that. I'm going to select the spine 4 and press P to parent it. Then I need to freeze the transformations on this control and delete history on it. So I'm going to delete history, modify, freeze transformations. Then I'm going to unparent it. And I'm going to do my, let's see. Yeah, so now let's do this. I reparented it by undoing, And with this node selected, I'm going to press Control G to group it. And you'll see that both the shoulder anim and the now group 2, which I'm going to rename to shoulder anim group, have zeroed out transforms. Zero anim underscore group. Then I will unparent the group so it can house all the transforms. And if I pick walk down by pressing down on my keyboard, the shoulder anim, even though it's not parented to the joint anymore, it still has zeroed out transforms. That's what we wanted. Okay, now I'm going to turn off polygons again. And I'm going to, with this control selected, I'm going to select this spine top cluster. And I'm going to go to constrain. Parent constrain. I want to maintain offset in this case. And all the rest of the stuff can just be default. We'll click add. Okay. Now, if I grab this, the spine, the bird moves around, right? And that's just what we wanted to have happen. Okay, so now we need to do the other end. So I'm going to create another NURBS curve. I'm going to snap it to this pelvis root joint. Turn on my mesh, scale it up and rotate it so that it can be seen. Basically reshape it. Okay, I need to do something to differentiate this control from this tail control. So maybe that's a coloring thing, maybe that's a shape thing. In this case, I would choose color over changing the shape. But I do think I will make it slightly larger than the other one to show that it's more important. Okay, now what I need to do is rename it to, let's see, we'll just call this one spine bottom. Underscore anim. And delete history on it. And I need to parent it to that joint before I freeze its transformations. Okay, so I have that selected. I need the spine 0 joint. So I'll shift select that, press P, parent it. Then I'll freeze transformations, modify, freeze transforms. Then I'll group it. I'll rename this group to spine bottom anim underscore group. I'm going to unparent that. And I need to parent constrain this cluster to this control. So parent. Okay, so now if I grab this control, the spine tries to move with it. Okay, but it's kind of stuck.